Today I'm going to read you this book. It's called The First Moon Festival by Zhang. So it's about Chinese traditional festival called the Moon Festival or Mid-Autumn Festival. And I went to the school for a story time session to celebrate cultural diversity, celebrate this Chinese festival, right? And I found this book and I really love it. And then the children in the class, I did the first grade last week. The children in the first grade, they loved it too. And then one of the students in the class even went back home and asked her parents to ask for the name of the book so the parents can purchase for her. So this book tell the story of how moon festivals came. It's a very nice story. So that's why I think the children got really interested about this festival. So let's read about it. The Moon Festival or Mid-Autumn Festival is called 中秋节 in Chinese. It happens on the 15th day of the 8th month on the lunar calendar. So traditionally in China, we follow lunar calendar. And we still celebrate all Chinese traditional festivals according to lunar calendar, just like the Indian lunar calendar too, not the Georgian calendar that will follow for Western holidays. So on the 15th day of the 8th month is it's a Mid-Autumn Festival, and which is the night of a full moon in September or early October. People celebrate the Moon Festival by admiring the moon, 赏月. So basically you look up the moon with your family and then admire the moon, how round it is because it's a full moon day. And eating moon cakes. Yeah, moon cakes is a round shape moon cake. And sometimes it has feeling like red bean paste or salty egg paste, those kind of things, or some kind of flour flavored paste. It's very tasty. And playing with lanterns, so children will hold this lantern in the street. And then a lot of lanterns, we have this street fair. So a lot of lanterns has riddles written on the cover, so you can guess the answer to the riddle, and sometimes you get reward. And that is how we play with lanterns. And enjoying osmanthus flowers, because these osmanthus flowers bloom at this time and they smell so good. Sometimes the whole street smells like osmanthus flowers. That's why it's part of the celebration in Mid-Autumn Festival. These traditions have lasted more than 2,000 years. But how did the first Moon Festival begin? Now the story. According to ancient legends, there were once 10 suns in the sky. They appeared suddenly and baked the earth. To save everyone, a young warrior named Hou Yi went to Mount Kunlun or Kunlunshan. Mount Kunlun was so tall that it reached into the heavens. No one could climb its steep cliffs. But Hou Yi did not give up. That's the most important thing. Do not give up. He kept climbing and climbing. When he finally reached the top of the mountain, Hou Yi aimed his bow and arrows at the suns. 10 of the suns. The arrows flew strong and true. The suns burst one after another, each turning into a three-legged crow that fell from the sky. Three-legged crow. So, how many fell? Till now, 9 of the three-legged crow, which were suns before, fell from the sky. When there was only one sun left, Hou Yi shouted, "From now on, you must rise and set on time each day. Do you understand?" The last sun was so scared that it immediately agreed to be good. The three-legged crow agreed to be good. With only one sun in the sky, the world became a much better place to live in. Everyone celebrated. Even the gods were impressed by what Hou Yi had done. To reward him for saving the world, the queen of the heavenly court appeared before Hou Yi. So that's called Wangmu Nyang, also known as the Queen Mother of the West. So basically in Chinese ancient legends, they were heavens. They were heavens, and in the heavens they were gods and goddesses. They were a king, like I think it's the lead of the gods, and then there was a queen also. They both rule the heavens of the God's kingdom. So this is the queen of the gods. So she came down. She said, "We grant you this pill of immortality. Swallow it, and you shall rise to become one of the gods." So basically to reward Hou Yi's behavior, Hou Yi's action, because he shot down 9 sons to save the people on the earth. So the heavens rewarded him 1 pill of immortality. Means you can be immortal if you eat the pill and become one of the gods, because as we all know, gods are immortal. Hou Yi went home to his beautiful wife. So Hou Yi has a wife called Chang'e. And he showed her the pill. "Wow," said that's Chang'e, the beautiful wife. "Wow," said Chang'e, "now you can live forever." Hou Yi shook his head. "I am not taking the pill. I don't want to leave you." So Hou Yi decided not to take the pill to become one of the gods, because once he becomes the gods, he has to go to the heavens and leave his beautiful wife alone. The couple decided to put the magic pill away and simply live a happy life together. Outside Peng Meng, the local bully, heard everything. Peng Meng wanted the pill of immortality so badly. It was all he could think about. A bully, a local bully, means he's not a really good and decent human being. Peng Meng waited and waited for a chance to get the magical pill. Then one day, Hou Yi left town to visit friends who lived far away. "Finally," Peng Meng laughed wickedly. "Now I have nothing to fear." Look, he's going to do something bad. That night, he went to Chang'e's house and shouted, "Where is the pill of immortality? Hand it over!" Chang'e was scared. Still, she couldn't let such a bad man become a god. She ran to the pill and swallowed it before Peng Meng could take it from her. Wow, what a noble behavior. So, to prevent a bad bully become a god, she swallowed the pill instead. She and her husband decided not to use the pill to become gods, so they don't leave each other. They want to just live on earth happily. But because this bully wants to become a god, which is going to be a disaster for people, because gods have powers, right? They live forever and they could do bad things if they have big powers. So she wants to save other people. She swallowed the pill herself, pill of immortality. Chang'e felt her body get lighter. So she floated out of the house and up toward the heavens. It's the effect of the pill. Now she started floating up toward the heavens. She tried to stop, but to stay close to the world where her husband was, instead of going all the way up to where the gods lived. She landed on the moon. Oh, so moon is in the middle way of earth and heaven. So she was trying so hard to pull herself down to earth, but she was still floating down. So instead of reaching to heavens, she reached to the moon, which is in the middle way. Chang'e was all alone on the moon. She looked down on earth and thought about how worried Hou Yi would be when he couldn't find her. She was crying because they got separated very sudden. The queen of the heavenly court felt bad for the couple. She visited Chang'e on the moon. "Come with me, child, and leave the human world behind." She tried to convince her to come to heavens with the queen, right? With the queen. So in the heaven, in the God's heaven, you have many gods and goddesses and different kind of life, right? But on the moon, she is all by herself, all alone. That's why the queen of the heavenly wanted her to come together with them. But Chang'e kneeled before the queen. Guess what? She said, "Thank you, Your Majesty, but I would like to go back to Earth. Please make me human again." I think she really misses her husband, Hou Yi. The queen replied, "That is not possible, child. However, you can stay on the moon and be close to the human world." With a wave of her sleeve, a beautiful palace appeared on the moon. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm so grateful. Still, will I ever see my husband again?" The queen considered the request. So I think the queen figured out a way for them to meet. So, but then I think permanently Chang'e stays on the moon with a beautiful palace, but by herself. She also refused to go to the heavenly with the queen. Down on earth, Hou Yi spent another day searching for his wife. Exhausted, he fell asleep under the sweet osmanthus tree. That is why in the story there was a mention of osmanthus tree. That's why during Mid-Autumn Festival, we also include osmanthus tree and flowers in the celebration. That night, he dreamed of Chang'e on the moon. She said to him, "Dear husband, tomorrow on the night of the full moon, put out cakes as round as the moon. Call my name at midnight and I will be home." So I guess that's the way how they can meet. At one of the full moon night, they can meet. But he needs to make round cakes. So Hou Yi woke up and remembered the dream clearly. He spent the whole day baking cakes as round as the moon. That is why moon cakes came about, because Hou Yi was baking them as round as the moon. And at midnight, he called out, "Chang'e, Chang'e, come home to me." A dark spot appeared on the moon, and it grew larger and larger. Something was floating down from the moon. Guess who was floating down from the moon? Chang'e, Hou Yi's wife. It was Chang'e. The loving couple was so happy to see each other again. That's how they get to meet once a year. Only on that full moon day, on the 8th month of the lunar calendar. Once a year on the full moon day, they meet when the osmanthus flowers were blooming. And then they make the moon cake under the brown moon. They meet. That is how. From then on, Chang'e visited her husband once a year for the rest of his life, because Hou Yi stayed as an earther, so he will grow old and die eventually. But Chang'e became kind of this half goddess, so she lives forever on the moon. But she every year came back to Earth to visit her husband until he passes. As this story spread throughout the land, the cakes that Hou Yi made became known as moon cakes. And the night when Chang'e would come down to earth became the Moon Festival. And then we celebrate Moon Festival as a festival to be together. So during this festival, no matter where you are, you go back home to meet your mom and dad or husband, wife, and children to be together. And round means always symbolize, not like completion, like complete. A family is complete. So because we are together, so we're togetherness. Round in Chinese, it's togetherness. And I think it's all kind of origin from here. So we admire the round moon, and then we eat round moon cakes, and then we be together. And that is this festival all about. Now, thousands of years later, on the night of the Moon Festival, people still look up at the full moon and remember Chang'e for her sacrifice. She is not completely alone up there. A celestial rabbit has joined her to keep her company. So there were so many stories about this celestial rabbit and Chang'e. Some nights, when the sky is especially clear, you may see shadows of Chang'e and her rabbit up on the moon. So if you look close to the moon, it's close at the moon, you can see some shape of rabbit. I think that's where the rabbit myth came from. So yeah, there's some shape that can can looks very similar to rabbit that sometimes you can see on the moon. Yeah, that's the story of how we get Moon Festival, how we celebrate, and how this festival came about. Very nice book.